This is Radio Gibraltar with the latest local news.
Across South Yorkshire and North Derbyshire.
BBC Radio Show.
102.6 FM. Boundary Sound.
Now, a man who hasn't ridden a bike since his paper round days has got back in the saddle to cycle 1,500 miles for charity. The route will take him from Gibraltar to Rotherham.
Yes, he hopes to raise thousands of pounds for breast cancer causes.
A man from Rotherham, living in Gibraltar, is setting off on an epic bike journey to raise funds for a Yorkshire cancer charity. Andrew Fitzgerald is starting his trip from the southern tip of Spain today and is going to work his way up to his hometown despite not having ridden a bike since his paper round days. He told BBC Radio Sheffield why he decided to take on the challenge.
Basically, I wanted to do something different. I've spent all my life sat in front of computers, so it was approximately a year ago I decided to get a bike and found myself I was enjoying it and getting out and achieving some pretty good mileage, and then I decided, right, well, let's cycle home on it.
BBC Radio Sheffield News, it's 3 minutes past 12.
It's Roxette and Dress for Success. Davina Barbara with the news headlines or news in full at 8:30. But now, what a physical challenge it's going to be for computer buff Andrew Fitzgerald, who's raising funds for cancer charities. Now, here's a man who confesses to know nothing about health and fitness, and he'll be cycling solo from Gibraltar to Yorkshire. He aims to cover 2,500 kilometres, that's right, 2,500 kilometres in 25 days. Davina Barbara has been speaking to Andrew and has been finding out how his adventure begun.
I just felt like I was wanting to do something a bit different. I've spent all my life really just sat in front of computer screens. I'm an IT technician. I've been inspired by similar rides. For one was a lady called Jane Tomlinson. She did some incredible cycling in the Yorkshire area, cycling from Rome to Yorkshire. She was actually suffering terminal cancer at the time and had to stop off en route with to take through chemotherapy. I was incredibly touched by her because my own mother has thankfully survived breast cancer. She was diagnosed in 2002. So really wanted to give something back. I've also got friends who've benefited from the Gibraltar Society for Cancer Relief and the Lady Williams Centre. So, as we all know, everybody's touched by cancer, so really want to give something back to the Gibraltar area as well. So, setting off from Gibraltar up to Yorkshire is just a huge personal challenge for me, having never done anything like this before. And I just want to really just prove that anybody can just go out there and do something completely different and raise money for very good causes.
We run almost entirely on charitable donations. And thank you, Andrew. I think it's fantastic what you're doing for us. I would really, really appreciate it.
His brother Jonathan is coordinating the journey from the family home, where Andrew's mammoth journey is expected to come to an end later this month.
This is the road that we grew up on, so in about sort of 25 days' time, Andrew will come around the corner here, 1,560 miles later, and I'm sure this will be a very welcome sight for him.
For the Fitzgerald family, Andrew's ambitious attempt came as something of a surprise.
We're just so proud of him because he's really stepped out of his comfort zone to do this. He's not a cyclist, he's not an athlete, he hasn't cycled since we used to cycle here as children on this very road. So that's what makes all this so much more impressive, and we just think it's a wonderful thing he's doing. Because he is an IT expert rather than a cyclist, rather than an athlete, he's been able to create a fantastic website which allows us to send him a message on the road, view his Twitter feeds at Gib to Yorks, and watch where he is on a live GPS tracker.
So tracking his progress the priority for now, planning his welcome home party next on the family's agenda.
Crossing the Pyrenees and the Andalusian mountains, there's some pretty tricky terrain en route, and then up the west coast of France.
Yeah, are you a fit man? Are you riding for years?
Well, no, that's the thing that makes this a little bit more unique, is since I only actually got back on the bike from paper round days about 6 months ago to do any sort of distance cycling. So I'm quite actually new to this, so this is a real jump in the deep end.
You mad fool, you.
Absolutely.
Mad
A charity cyclist from Rotherham's due back on home soil. 29-year-old IT technician Andrew Fitzgerald made the trip in aid of the Jane Tomlinson Cancer Charity after his mum got breast cancer. Andrew gave us a call from France and says it's not been easy.
When the times are tough and I'm going up a big hill and my legs are aching and my back's hurting and my ankles are hurting, I just look down and see those cancer charity logos on my shirt and think, you know something, I don't deserve to wear this shirt if I don't get up that hill. And I do.
Now, some people do long bike rides. I mean, you've heard Land's End to John O'Grunt's, you've heard London to Edinburgh. Well, for the past 3 weeks, Andrew Fitzgerald has been cycling from Gibraltar to his hometown of Maltby on a one-man charity ride. Well, Andrew is due to arrive in Maltby today, and hopefully we can catch up with him somewhere in England now. Andrew, how are you?
Hello there, yeah, I'm very good, thank you very much.
The burning question, how are the buttocks?
Oh, you don't want to know. Very sore.
How many punctures have you had?
Oh, don't get me started on punctures. They all come at once with absolutely no spare tubes whatsoever in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of France, and I don't speak a word of French. So
I bet you were speaking a bit of French when that tyre went pop, weren't you?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
What a guy. Andrew Fitzgerald, due to be arriving in Maltby. Go out. If you're in Maltby, go out and watch the guy come in. He's just cycled from Gibraltar for 2 charities, one including the Jane Tomlinson. He has 9 million bicycles.
There's no left for it. Where's the other one?
You not quite made it, Andrew. You've got to get over that line. How's the journey? You set me off. Yeah, set me off. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Might have set off with I want an AM I never got on with cycling clubs, they just gave me numbness like nothing, so I finished it.
That's for Andrew Fitzgerald, who's just rode from Gibraltar to Maltby and he's due to get in there at 3 o'clock, and he's doing it for the Jane Tomlinson Appeal. A great ride that is. If you want to donate to that, and I think everybody should just chuck a £1 in there, I'm certainly going to do that this afternoon. www.gibraltar2yorkshire.co.uk. How easy is that? Gibraltar to Yorkshire, all one word, .co.uk, and you can donate a little something to a lad who's done a fantastic job. Well done to him. Woof. Mental as anything comes to mind.
Andrew Fitzgerald, who just completed 22 days of bike riding.
It was a solo expedition, no support at all.
Computer buff Andrew Fitzgerald has described his charity cycle ride from Gibraltar to Yorkshire as a great success.
Andrew gave us a call and told us it's been a real challenge.
And you succeeded, and it was worth it because you've raised a tidy sum of money there for both charities.
He says the experience, although amazing, has not been without its...
Andrew, we applaud you and what you've done, mate. Absolutely superb. Absolutely superb.